I do not support witch hunts or harassment of any kind. Please be courteous when discussing the subject of this video. If the subject is watching this video, this is not a personal attack despite whatever jokes are made. This is for critique and entertainment, nothing more or less. Hello, we are covering Blazing Larvesta's dating advice video.
This video goes over some sensitive and potentially triggering topics. If you are not comfortable with these, I suggest not watching this video.
Oh, don't worry, my middle name is suggestive/sexual themes. I can handle this. Genocide!
Hello everyone, me again, the Blazing Larvesta, and boy is it about time for me to talk about Yu-Gi-Oh! I've been on and off with this franchise for about a decade now.
Okay, listen, I'm glad your on-again, off-again relationship with Yugi is currently on, but what does your dating life have to do with Bumbles?
But after a bit of having my curiosity piqued again, mainly from playing Forbidden Memories and Duel Links,
Kinky.
I thought I might try my hand at covering some children's card game related material. So, anyways, meet Bumbles McFumbles. He's a relatively well-known content creator. You might know him as the guy who documented every infraction made on Punch-Out's boxers.
Actually, I know him as the guy who still owes me $20,000. He knows what he did.
Coach Z, may I ask why you're buying up all the great for baby items?
I'd prefer that you didn't.
Not much more to explain here, so I might as well get started. It's time to duel!
I start by normal summoning DD Savant Kepler. Kepler effect lets me add Dark Contract with the gate to my hand. I activate Dark Contract with the gate, and its effect lets me add DD Griffin to my hand. Griffin effect lets me special summon in defense position while I control a DD monster. I use these two to link summon DDD Abyss King Gilgamesh. Gilgamesh effect burns me for 1,000 and lets me set 2 pendulum scales for my deck. With scale 6 DD Cerberus and scale 0 go DDD 0 King Rage, I pendulum summon DD Savant Kepler and DD Griffin from my extra deck. Cerberus effect makes Kepler level 4, allowing me to overlay both my level 4 monsters to Xyz summon DDD Wave King Caesar. I overlay Caesar to Xyz summon DDD Marksman King Tell. Tell effect, I send.
Okay, so you're basing replacements on the designs and saying their designs don't matter at the same time. Hey Bumble, the Paradox Brothers called. They're suing for trademark infringement.
Well, they're gonna wait a long time if my 20k is any indication. Maybe they can send Gate Guardian to get both our royalties.
In order to make my life a little easier, I won't be including chaos variants or all the different utopias, and finally there are a few numbers that aren't really things that I'm comfortable with dating, so let's just plow through them right now. Numbers 1 through 4, you can't date a gate, much less a portion of a gate.
That sounds like queer talk to me. I've been dating a gate for 3 years now. Maybe you should expand your horizons and you'll have more options.
Embodiments of crime and punishment, just sort of floating things, and on top of that, they like to play with chains.
Well then step aside, you vanilla monster. I'll date them if you won't.
No.
Oh man.
Heraldic Patriarch, Shoji Rook, and Heart Earth are not even things that you can describe. They're, at best, collections of shapes.
Smash.
Remember, Archive is not a monster, it is a location.
Smash.
Dyson Sphere, Galaxy Tomahawk, Machu Mech, Chateau Hyuk, and Sky Prison are all either spaceships or, you know, sky prisons. A living prison
Yeah,
would just have a lot of
smash.
baggage, you know? If these walls could talk, more like if these walls could shut up.
Alright, there's a lot to unpack here. So, in terms of the numbers you decided not to rank, there's a few whose omissions I'm gonna have to object to. I mean, I get not including the Numeron gates. As you said, gates and portions of gates aren't exactly soulmate material.
You too, man? God, what is with the gate phobia today?
It gave me a rock-hard cock.
Winning the coveted wooden spoon is Gold Rat. This thing is an absolute hot mess. First off, he's incredibly high maintenance, with those 3 level 1 monsters required for its summon, needing you to shuffle a card into the deck in order to draw a card, and his attack and defense being awful. This guy harasses girls at anime speed dating, avoid at all costs.
Can confirm, Gold Rat made his way into my yogurt and I haven't tried anime speed dating since.
Alright, number 56. This should be an easy place to start. For starters, 3 level 1 monsters really isn't that high maintenance, especially compared to cards like Chateau Hoyik, Ronamakun Sandayu, or Genbuster, who each require monsters of a specific archetype, type, and attribute respectively. Even on its own, there's more than a few ways to get 3 level 1s out on the field in no time. If there's another Xyz monster on the field, you can have Karivolt zap 2 of its materials to special summon 2 more Karivolts. Alternatively, a Corno and Pinekono can be special summoned through their effects, allowing you to normal summon your 3rd level 1 monster.
Okay, but the requirements for a summon were only half of his complaint. He also complained about Gold Rat's Shuffle 1 Draw 1 effect, which, in his eyes, isn't worth the trouble of 3 level 1 monsters. You do go over that effect later, and trust me, so will I. But even then, Why play Creevolt? Hope your opponent has another Xyz monster or otherwise play one yourself, and have 2 other Creevolts become Garnet in your deck just to summon this thing. Your Pinkono and Acorno strategy is also bunk because it banks on you drawing both of those cards and an additional level 1 monster, basically making this strategy entirely luck-based. Again, all for a pretty mediocre effect. So again, why would anyone do this just for the kiss from a robotic rat?
As for the effect, while an overglorified card trader really isn't that spectacular of an effect, I'll admit that much, it can still be useful if for whatever reason you end up drawing a card you'd rather stay in your deck, such as those that work with Numeron Network.
Why on earth would you shuffle, say, Numeron Culling when you can meet its activation conditions anyway just by playing the field spell? Yeah, that situation is also somewhat luck-based, but at least cards like Terraforming can help you get Numeron Network easier. And there's even a Numeron monster explicitly made to set Network from the deck. Honestly, I'd say it's more useful to shuffle back any additional Creevolts you drew. You know, the Garnets for your strategy to summon the rat in the first place. Aye, why are you my dating coach again?
I don't know. Considering some of the messes we're about to see shortly, something tells me you might have gotten Gold Rat harassing girls online from a fake news website.
I did not lie about the yogurt incident. How dare you?
Next up is Bamboozling Gossip Shadow, and this thing is totally toxic. If you want a boyfriend who will treat you like complete garbage, spit on you, and use you as the subject for a very cruel prank YouTube channel, this is your man.
Finally, my soulmate who will fulfill my every desire. I've got roses ready for you to sweep me off my feet, darling!
His ex, heroic champion Rangaminiad, will tell you all about it. Plus, he's literally got gossip in the name.
And here we have Bumbles being needlessly vague about Bamboozling Gossip Shadow's toxic behaviors. Dude, this guy can force you to change your effect to both players draw 1 card over something that would be more useful in a dire situation. Your context was right there.
But what if I like drawing cards? Did you ever think about that, Larvesta? All I ever wanted in a partner was both players drawing 1 card, where I am a supporter of equality, and you call him toxic? Liar!
After that is Mannequin Cat, and I imagine this thing's kind of like one of those real dolls, and they creep me out, so no. Also, I'm not into lollies.
Yeah, let's just casually ignore the fact that Mannequin Cat is into necromancy. Clearly being a gender-bent Pinocchio is a far more pressing matter than that.
Wait, are we just gonna ignore the lolly thing? I feel like that's kinda important.
Up next is Crazy Box, and he's literally a hot mess. This thing will want tender loving care 1 minute, demand to go out to dinner the next, break up with you on the car ride home, and destroy itself because you rolled a 6. There's someone who can rein this fella in, but it's not you. Heraldic Patriarch, Shoji Rook, and Heart Earth are not even things that you can describe. They're, at best, collections of shapes.
Bubbles, we're just in your 5th worst segment, and already your graveyard is showing problems. If Heraldic Patriarch, Shogi Rook, and Heart Earth, among others, are apparently too Picasso-esque for your liking, then why does Crazy Box get a free pass despite being a literal box with an eye inside of it?
Because you were able to describe its shape, unlike the 4th-dimensional beings inside the graves of Bumble's front lawn, which are all above human comprehension.
Last I checked, cubes are no more dateable than whatever the likes of Chateau Hoyek and Sky Prison are supposed to be.
Man, first gate phobia, now box phobia. Get your act together, Larvesta, SMH.
Go on, Shadow. Don't you support gay rights?
Next is Heartland Drago, and you can kind of see what I was talking about with Mannequin Cat, but it's a little more debatable since this is a dragon, but it kind of feels like I would be having sex with Strawberry Shortcake. It just feels wrong. Next is Manipulator of Souls, and if there's one thing I don't want in a significant other, it's requiring 3 level 2 monsters in order to summon. But it's also someone who brands themselves as a manipulator. Manipulator of Souls is the type of person that makes friend groups turn on each other by spreading rumors about private group chats before outing those group chats to the people not included to make himself feel superior. Next up is Acid Golem, and I mean, it's literally a monster with no positive effects. I can't think of a single reason you'd want to date Acid Golem, except to set him up with a person you really hate so you watch Acid Golem ruin their lives. At that point, though, who's the real monster?
Wow, you really couldn't find a better picture of Acid Golem, could you?
Hey, he's camera shy. Be nice.
Though, on a more general note, am I the only one that finds it sketchy that you're claiming that a manipulator that turns friends groups against one another out of a superiority complex and an acidic golem who takes a turn toxic relationship to its literal extreme to be better dating options than the likes of Heartland Draco and Gold Rat?
So you do want to fuck Strawberry Shortcake is what I'm hearing.
Are you my mom? No? What the fuck?
Next up is Samoji Soldier. This guy suffers not only from his low attack value, but by being a disloyal punk. This guy's effect benefits all players, including the opponent when they're activated. He's just as willing to flake on you for somebody else the second they catch his eye. He's a hussy.
By low, you mean non-existent?
I'm sorry, is 0 not a low attack stat anymore just because it implies non-existence? So he's right, and I'm being a pedantic nerd over a Yu-Gi-Oh! Dating video. Or he's wrong and he didn't counter the point properly. Take your pick. This burger's fucking good.
Next up is Force Focus, and don't weep for him. He's just lucky he didn't get put into just a thing category with the other ones. I don't want a relationship where I feel like my partner is breathing down my neck, and Force Focus is exactly that on account of the fact that he's made of cameras. This guy will know your every move, even when you think he's not watching. After him is the Shockmaster. Another monster doing hard time, Shockmaster is a hardened criminal, being in the slammer for the better part of half a decade.
Ugh. Play the clip.
Shorty a little baddie, she my little boo thing.
And Shorty got the fatty, Shorty be catching mood swing.
After that is Djinn Buster, and I got great news for you if you like things that are phenomenally boring. Djinn Buster is jumping into light fears. Stale bread. Water without any ice. The latest season of The Simpsons. And dirt. See you in Master Rule 5, everybody. He's not going to show you a bad time, but he also won't show you anything worth coming back for.
I get it now. Oh my god, I understand everything now. I know how to date. Thank you, Blazing Larvesta. I'm gonna go and get laid.